everybody, it's Molly here at Elevated Mind and Movement, and today in our Yoga for Mental Health series, we're going to do a little chair yoga. So this is a simple routine that you can do if you have been spending a lot of time sitting in a chair all day, sitting in front of a computer, doing Zoom meetings, or if you are a student who is preparing to go back to school and doing your classes online, this may be really helpful for when your body starts to feel stiff or uncomfortable if you've been sitting in one position for too long. So today I am sitting in an office chair. If you have an office chair like this one, or if you are using any kind of chair that has wheels or rotates, make sure that the chair is in the locked position. So lock the wheels, lock the spinny function, lock the tilt, because you want to be able to settle into these poses and not worry about the chair rolling out from underneath you. I'm going to leave my chair unlocked just so that I can show you some of the positions from different angles. That's easier to do if I can move my chair. But for your safety at home, lock it down. All right. So to get started, we are going to start by moving the shoulders a little bit and getting the upper part of our body warmed up. So I want you to make sure your feet are planted on the floor, kind of bring yourself to the edge of your chair and bring your arms down alongside of you. We're going to take a deep breath in and raise the arms up overhead on the inhale. And as you reach up, you can look up or just look forward, but feel that stretch. And on your exhale, you're going to bring your hands together and pull them down through heart center. Let's try that again. Inhale, arms up overhead. Stretch up. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. One more time. Inhale, arms up overhead. And bring the arms down through heart center. Good. Roll your shoulders a little bit. Get a little bit of movement in there. Hopefully that feels good. Now we're going to move up to our neck because a lot of times our shoulders and our neck start to tense up together when we're sitting for long periods of time. So what I want you to do now is just simply take your right ear and bring it over to your right shoulder. See if you notice a stretch right along the side of the neck. If you're not feeling anything, sometimes it can be helpful to extend the arm down and reach away, and then you can feel that nice stretch. It can also be very helpful to play with the angles of the neck. So tilting your head down and noticing, do you feel the stretch moving anywhere in the neck? Or maybe tilting the head up and noticing what that feels like. Find your spot that feels really good, like you're getting a nice stretch, not pulling anything, just a nice stretch. And take a few deep breaths here. If there are a couple different places, slowly move, get your other spots. Breathe. And on your next inhale, bring your head upright. Let's try the other side. Left ear to left shoulder. Again, you can reach out the arm a little bit, feel that nice stretch. Take a breath here. Play with the angles, looking down. Or looking out over the shoulder. Looking up. Whatever feels like it's getting the right spot for you. And on your next inhale, you bring the head up. So now let's kind of stretch out the entire shoulder area a little bit. So bring your left arm up overhead and then reach down like you're patting yourself on the back. And then with your right arm, just take a hold of the elbow. Sit up straight and just feel that stretch kind of coming through this whole area here. notice if one side feels different from the other. And let's try that with the other side. Right hand up, bend at the elbow, give yourself a pat on the back. Reach over with your left hand, grab that right elbow, sit up tall, and feel the stretch. Sometimes if you're not feeling the stretch here, it can feel nice to give yourself a side stretch. In fact, we can switch arms back the other way. Give that side a nice little stretch. And let the arms come down. All right, so now let's see if we can get into the back a little bit. So for this one, I'm gonna scoot back in my chair and I'm gonna turn my chair this way so that you can see me. And from here, I'm just going to keep my seat in the chair, knees facing forward, and I'm just gonna twist my upper body. We want to twist on the inhale, and on the exhale, settle in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, twist. We're kind of wringing out that whole back area. So if you don't have a hand rest or an arm rest that you can hold on to, you can use the back of the chair, or if you just want to use the seat of the chair to kind of hold on to. You're not trying to pull yourself into the position. You're just kind of giving yourself a little thing to hold on to so that there's some tension there to help you hold the twist. Inhale, rise up through the back, just kind of lengthening. Exhale, twist, and come forward. Let's try the other side. So, knees staying forward, hips staying in the chair, and we're just gonna twist. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, see if you can twist just a little bit further. Inhale, lengthen the body. Exhale, twist it all out and let it go. And come forward. All right, so now we're gonna get into the lower back and the hips a little bit. So we're gonna do a seated pigeon. So just taking your right leg and bringing it up and crossing it over your left knee. I'm gonna scoot because I'm short, so I'm gonna get to the edge of my chair here. Otherwise my feet don't touch the floor. All right, so we're just kind of creating a figure four here with our leg, ankle stacked over knee, and then just lean forward a little. You don't have to go very far. You'll notice when you hit the right spot. You'll probably feel it in the back along the hip. You might feel it a little bit in your lower back. You just don't want to feel pressure in the knee. So just lean forward wherever it's comfortable. Feel that nice stretch. And on your next inhale, rise up. Place your foot down on the floor. Maybe readjust a little, and we'll go to the other side. So left ankle over right knee. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure there's no pressure on that knee. And you're just hinging forward from the hips. If you feel like it's tempting to put your hand on your knee and push down, you can always grab the sides of the chair so that you're not putting too much pressure on that knee. And inhale, come up. All right, so for me, there's always this tricky little part kind of right in the middle of my back that I can't quite get because it's not in the top and it's not in the bottom, it's right in the middle. So to try and give that area a little bit of a stretch, take your left arm and just kind of bend at the elbow, bring it up in front of you, and you're gonna take your right arm and cross it under, and then see if you can kind of grab hold. If you can't, that's okay. You can just bring the arm up, back to back. Depending on how tight I am, some days this is a whole lot harder than others. So this might feel enough right here. Let's take a few deep breaths. Sometimes, depending on where those tight spots are, we can move the arms around a little bit to get a slightly different stretch. So you can bring the arms up so that the stretch kind of moves up into the shoulders a little bit. Or you can bring it down and kind of bend it over it, and that brings the stretch kind of down below the shoulder blades. Sometimes we can even move with the breath. So inhaling to reach up, exhaling to bring it down. And release. Shake it out a little bit. And we'll start with the right hand. Bring the left hand under and cross. Now, where you're able to hook on this hand might be different from what you could do on the other side. We're all built a little bit differently, and our muscles tighten and stretch in different ways on different sides of our body. So if you feel a little different on this side, that's okay. We're gonna work with that. So again, you can stay right here. You can bring the arms up. You can bring the arms down and sort of bend over to get a slightly different spot. Or we can move with the breath. Release the arms, and we're just going to take a gentle forward fold and just hang here for a moment. Let the blood rush to your head. Your brain has probably been working and thinking a lot, so might enjoy a little extra drink. Inhale, come up. And if you have the ability to move out of your chair, another stretch that can be very, very helpful for regulating our anxiety throughout the day is I'm gonna push my chair back. I'm gonna put my hands on my desk, and I'm just gonna step back with my left leg. I'm gonna bend the right leg and kind of just sit in a runner's lunge here. Now, this can feel really good to the calves and the hamstrings because when we're sitting all day, they don't get to do a whole lot. But what's really great about this pose is that we have what's called the psoas. And the psoas starts in our back and it kind of wraps around through our hip, and it's linked to our fight, flight, or freeze. So you can step forward and switch legs. So what the psoas does is when we are going into fight, flight, or freeze, it's the muscle that helps us bring the leg up to the body, which is something that we need to do if we're gonna run away, or if we're gonna kick someone away from us, or if we're going into freeze, to curl into a ball and protect our internal organs. Now, what happens when we sit all day is that this muscle is constantly in this retracted state. So the knees are up near the body instead of being stretched out and straight. And what this kind of tells the body is that we're in this constant state of protection or preparation. Pair that with some of the stressors that we have from work or school, or even if you're just scrolling social media, some of the things that you see can be anxiety provoking or stress you out. So if we're dealing with that anxiety while we're sitting like this is kind of giving this feedback from the body that, okay, we're ready to go. You need me to shut down? I'm ready. You need me to run? We're good. You want me to kick somebody? I'm on it. So, to help us regulate our stress response, it can feel really nice throughout the day to stand up and stretch that area out. So, whether that's through a lunge where you're stretching it out here, or if you can grab a hold of your leg and stretch through here. Sometimes it's just getting up and walking around your space. Those things can be really helpful for getting your body out of that sort of anxious state that we can get into if we're just sitting for long periods of time. So hopefully you enjoyed this little practice with me today, and keep coming back. I'll have more for you next time. All right, have a good day.